Good morning, everyone, and welcome to day 8. I have already had some excitement this morning. One of my online pals has sent me some like a package of jewellery that she no longer wants for her own eBaying, or rather reselling, and eBay was something that she tried but has decided it's not for her, but she's kind of been left with this like pile of jewellery that she doesn't want to list, so it's been sent to me, and I'm very, very grateful, as you know, because we've been messaging about it. Really, really grateful, and it has given me some extra stock, and I've been through this bag of stuff already, and I've picked out the things that aren't good enough to sell individually. So I've got 7 things into just like I collect like broken vintage, not broken vintage, broken like modern costume jewellery, and then not broken modern costume jewellery, and I kind of put anything like stuff in there and so on. And so there's some things that have gone into those bundles, and then I'm left with the individual items to sell. And what I'm about to do is to go through them and sort them out into what's going to go on eBay and what's going to go on to Etsy, and maybe a few bits on Vinted. I don't know. I'm still a bit not quite sure quite where I am with that as yet. But yes, I'm going to sort through the pile properly. I decided I needed a bit of fresh air, so I've come out to have a look at some daffodils with my cup of tea, and they're making me happy, but then the absolute mess in the garden is making me quite sad as well. It's making me keen to come out here and get it sorted, so that's a good thing. But yeah, everything's pretty dismal out here at the moment. Look at that, I've got to chop up all of that and get rid. But anyway, let's focus on the daffodils. The daffodils are pretty. Right then, gang, we're about ready for lunch. I've had a little bit of fresh air in the garden, as you just saw. I have admired the daffodils and the tulips that are coming through, and I'm walking away from all of the jobs that need doing that have just been impossible to get on with because of all the rain, all the days, all the time that we've had at the moment. Meant to be the driest part of the UK where I live, but you wouldn't think it. You wouldn't think it from the past 3 weeks, I think, maybe even 4 weeks, where I just haven't been able to get very much done. But anyway, focusing on the positives. And it's lunchtime, so that's always a positive as far as I'm concerned. And I think I've got a bit of leftover salad from yesterday's lunch, and don't know, something else I'll find to go with it, and we'll have our lunch. And then the other good news, the other positive is I think I've photographed everything that's to be listed, with the exception of the stuff that's in bundles, and also that vintage fabric. I washed the vintage fabric, and I remember folding it up into a nice neat pile ready to iron it. And I don't know whether this is my brain playing tricks on me, because I never iron. I hate ironing, never iron. As you'll probably notice, because I'm quite a crumpled looking person anyway. I'm like the female Columbo a lot of the time. But anyway, I folded this up and I put the pile somewhere, ready to iron, ready to list it all. And I am drawing a blank. I am drawing an absolute blank as to where this pile of fabric is. So because it involves ironing, I'm not going to try too hard to remember just yet. But with the exception of those 2 things, I think everything else has been photographed, which means I can spend the afternoon listing. Oh, and what I didn't explain at the beginning of day 8 is I'm doing an extra day on the reselling, just because I figure if I get everything I've got listed, and I've still got, you know, like 6 days to go, is it 6 days? I think it's 6 days, isn't it? Still got 6 days to go. Then that's my best bet at money coming in this month, I think, is the reselling. And then when I've done all of that, I'm going to focus on getting stuff onto all of my like personal selling accounts, get on with my decluttering, because do you know what?
the decluttering isn't going to, you know, kind of pay my wage every month going forward. It would be a bit sort of desperate if I like genuinely sort of included that as, you know, as part of a salary or something. But I've got stuff lined up for next month that will pay, and the month after. So next month I'll have some YouTube money coming in. It's not a lot, but it will be a really nice top up. And so there are things that I've done this month, including like the extra book on KDP, that may well come to fruition in April, May and June, etc. I've also got that exam marking coming up. So I actually decided I don't feel so bad if some of that decluttering money just helps me out this month while some other stuff is getting up and going. It actually makes more sense than I kind of thought with regards to that. So that's what we're doing. Business reselling today, some personal reselling tomorrow, some video editing and stuff also in days 8 and 9, just to make sure that you've got the next kind of lot of videos coming out. And yeah, and then when I've done all of that really, really immediate payout stuff, then I'm going to spend the rest of the month, I think, on this Etsy stuff that I've kind of been putting off. And maybe even a little bit more KDP. I've also got some like proper YouTube videos to film, the ones that aren't just me picking up the camera and chatting. I want to do like a proper sit down goals, business and financial goals video. And I've still got to do the scrapbook Q&A, although I might push that on to next month, I'm not sure. Yeah, and just like a few videos like that I want to get recorded hopefully this month, ready for April as well. So yeah, I'm gonna have some lunch and then I will be back. And the good news is I have got all of my Etsy drafts completed, which I will show you in a moment. I'm up to 69 listings on Etsy, and what I'm thinking of doing for the sake of getting to 70 is what I was planning to do at some point, which is to go through basically do a stock take of my Etsy box of stuff, because I know there's some stuff in there that I ended up not listing because I didn't think the photographs were good enough. So I think there could be half a dozen pieces in there that are still waiting to be listed. So I am going to do an Etsy stock check, and I'm going to pull something, I'm going to re-photograph it, and I'm going to add it on here so that I get to 70. But let me just show you sort of where I've got to with it. Right, so here is the little old shopette, and you can see here that I've now got 69 listings. One of the things I'm going to do though is I'm going to go through all of these new listings, because I used the copy listing feature. I just want to make sure that everything's categorized in the right place, make sure that the front photos are the best ones to be there, etc. Let me show you the back end, hold on. Shop manager. Those of you that sell exclusively on Etsy might not have seen this. Look, no revenue, no sales. It's as bad as everything else. Is what it is. But anyway, let's have a look. Listings, there we are, 69 active. So yeah, I'm going to just go through those, check them all. They are live, so I think they're mostly okay. But yeah, we're going to do some double checking. And then I also realised that my shop announcement is from like November 2022, so I might update that as well. So some checks and stock take, and hopefully get that to 70. And yeah, look, this is my sold out section. So I've sold 15 things in this shop, which actually, considering I've until recently, it's been ticking over at about 30 to 40 listings, and kind of to make 15 sales from that, it's not the worst thing in the world. And while this listings number is kind of as low as this, I can't really compare it properly to you know, my eBay store that's got about 450 listings in it. So we shall persist.
Well, I've completed my stock take, and it will come as no surprise. It's no surprise to me that there were things in there that haven't actually gone on to be listed. I found these 4 that I actually photographed yesterday, and I need to double check that I haven't listed those on eBay by mistake, because I'm not sure why those 4 aren't on there. And then all of the little ones that are in plastic packets and things, this is where I took a whole batch of photos, but the background was too busy and you couldn't really see the items properly, so this all needs re-photographing ready to go on, and I will make sure that all of this is listed at some point across like the second half of my little challenge. These 4 can go on today though, because I've got the photos for those, and like I said, I don't know quite why they're not on there. Anyway, we ended on, it was 69, wasn't it? So 70, 71, 72, so that's 73 by the end of today, hopefully. 74, 75, 76, 77, 78, 79, 80, 81, 82, 83, 84, 85 items. That will be, like, that's incredible to me, to have built this little shop up to 85 items. So yes, hopefully by the end of March, 85 items, and then I think I can set my goal for this shop to be 100 listings by the end of April. Right then, I think we are pretty much done for day 8. It's been pretty good. I feel really good concentrating on all things reselling, because that's always been my go-to when I need some extra money to come in, because it is so immediate and you feel like you're doing something when you get stuff listed. And I've, you know, thanks to my friend and, you know, a bit of like hunting out little bits and pieces in some charity shops and things, and like going through existing stock and going through my stock box, kind of all of those things, I've like gathered together some stuff that can be listed on all of like my different reselling platforms. And it will be really satisfying to kind of get to the end of that almost, and have all of that up ready for people to buy. And then hopefully when we hit April, I can get, you know, back on track with the reselling side of things. That being said, I'm not neglecting everything. It's the trouble when my hair curls, I end up with bits flopping about the place. Anyway, what I will also do though is the Etsy stuff. I know you can see me just putting it off and putting it off and putting it off, but I will get there, I promise. So there'll be some of that, but I think it's sensible to do that when all of the reselling stuff is completed. So I think in day 9 I'll, you know, get to my 85 listings on Etsy. I don't think I'll have anything left to list on eBay after today, and I'll be able to put some stuff on my personal accounts. And then I think I'll have, what will I have left? I'll have 5 days straight where I don't actually have anything left that I can sell. So I'll really be concentrating on generating, you know, Etsy printables and things like that. And yeah, try and figure out in the intervening 24 hours quite what it is that's putting me off it. We'll talk about that another time. Anyway, I hope that you have enjoyed yet another little vloglet from myself, and I hope that you're having a really good work day and that I am managing to keep you company again. Drop me any comments you like on what I'm saying and what I'm doing, as long as they're polite. And yes, I will see you again soon for day 9. Day 9. Gosh, we're almost there. Oh my god, guys, I am a wreck of a human being. That's my microwave. I'll tell you why I've got my microwave on. It's 9 o'clock in the morning. It's 9 o'clock and I've only just showered and got dressed and surfaced because I overslept this morning. My other half always makes me a cup of tea in the morning, which he's done. And I came downstairs to find that he's gone to work. My tea's there, having gone cold, so I'm just microwaving it for a minute. I don't care what you think. I'm happy to have my tea reheated in the microwave.
yeah, and I've only just kind of got myself dressed and sorted, and I'm not, look at this, just Jesus. Yes, so I'm standing in front of the kitchen window hoping that the light is helping a little bit, but it's not because my skin's playing up. Anyway, I think my problem was I was up late last night editing a video that I'm still hoping I'm going to get that to go live this morning. I've kind of missed the boat. I wanted to get up at about 7:30 and just sort out all the back end stuff because I left it uploading overnight. But it took me ages to edit this one because it had so many bits where I needed to just add a little bit of writing, add a little bit of music and kind of things like that to it. And it's an hour long. I'm so sorry. It's an hour. There's like 50 something minutes. It's a long one. But I figure that if I sometimes combine two videos together, it's two lots of back end stuff I don't have to do, and I don't have to do two thumbnails, just one. So that was the plan behind that. And I've just realised my tea's probably going cold again. So I'm going to stop, I'm going to grab my tea, and I will continue my waffle momentarily. I went for a walk and I posted my parcels, and well, I haven't actually been for a walk. I've walked to the post box, which is not that far at all, and I've posted my parcels that I had hanging about that just hadn't got into the post box. And yeah, I thought I'd pop along to the allotment just to see how that's doing. And some of my seeds that I sowed last time I was here have come up. The sun is out today. It's actually really cold still. I think it's something like 6 or 7 degrees. So it's cold, but it's bright and sunny, which is lovely. And it's reminded me that I need to get my tomato seeds sown. So I've got quite a few things to do when I get back. I have a couple of admin tasks to take care of as well. I don't think they're going to take me that long. I think maybe half an hour tops, and that will get dealt with. I've got a tiny little bit of money to move into the bills account, and that I can take off that £500 total, so I'm going to do that as well. And I've still got a few bits and pieces that I didn't finish listing yesterday. The really, really good news is one of my sort of repeat buyers or regular purchasers of jewellery in my eBay shop has thus far placed quite a big order, hasn't been paid for yet. I've not had any problems with payment in the past. What tends to happen is she enjoys her shopping in my shop, and she likes to kind of watch things and wait for me to send all the offers through and things like that. So I'm hoping that, fingers crossed, I should have a fairly big order kind of in and paid for by the end of today, which means hopefully I'll get the payout tomorrow. I should definitely get it as part of this challenge. And that will take a lovely chunk off that money that I need to make as well. So that's really, really positive. I've got a few things that I want to list on Vinted, some of those personal items that I was talking about, a few bits and pieces of clothing. I've got some like skirts, I think, and a couple of dresses that need to go on there ready for springtime and things like that. So I would love to get that done today. I want to film the sowing of the tomato seeds for my other channel, and I really, really need to get an Etsy download up, don't I? I mean, it's the thing I've been putting off the most. And I don't really know why. I'm kind of excited to do the work, but I think it's that I've just got so many bits and pieces that need finishing off and that are hanging over me. And I kind of just really want to just keep clearing the decks, and also as well, there's no doubt that the reselling arm of what I'm doing is what's kind of getting me out of this hole this month. It's kind of the cause of it because sales have been slow, but where I'm gradually listing things. Oh, and the other thing that I did as well, and I think this is definitely what's made a difference, because as well as my repeat buyer kind of coming back and doing a big shop, I've had, I think, another couple of sales, at least 2, possibly 3 sales, after I increase the percentage of my promoted listings. So what I do is I click on those of you that do eBay, I click on the suggested listing, suggested rate, and then I set a cap on it, and all I did was I moved that cap up a percentage point, and you know, it seems to have made a difference. And I think what I did, well, there's several things that I think about this. First of all, I kind of hate the amount of money that I'm paying eBay just to get sales at the moment. I will say that. And like I said, the absolute delight of selling a thing on Vinted as an experiment, and for it to sell within 45 minutes and for me to sell it at £4 and actually get the £4 is huge. I love that. However, I am on eBay and I do need to play the eBay game to an extent. What I think happened was I had my promoted listings up really high, and I was really unhappy with the amount of money that I was actually getting to keep for every transaction. So I dropped it considerably. Like, I think I halved it. And I think that one of two things, or possibly both of these things, happen. The first one is the promoted listings percentage is lower, so it does mean that my stuff isn't being shunted up quite so high. And then the suspicious side of my mind is thinking, I wonder if the eBay algorithm or whatever it is kind of picks up on the fact that you've lowered it, and then almost deliberately causes you to have poor sales so that you put it back up again. I don't know, I think that might just be me overthinking it, but needless to say, just 1% increase has, I think, made a difference. So I'm really, really pleased with that. And also, now I'm here at the allotment and the sun is shining, I think because I haven't walked very far, and I do, like I said, want to make sure that I'm being active as much as possible. I think I'm going to stop here for about 20 minutes. If I can find a little trowel, I'm going to get on with a bit of weeding that needs to be done here. Even if I don't get very far with it, it doesn't matter. I'm listening to Pride and Prejudice on audio. It's a free audio book on just like iBooks on my phone, and it's being read by Kate Beckinsale, and she's doing a really good job. And I think, just as a side note on Pride and Prejudice, I mean, I have quite a lot of thoughts on it, and thoughts on Jane Austen as well, but I think it makes a better audiobook than it does just reading it. At least for me it does anyway. It's either that, or it's just the skill of Kate Beckinsale that's just making it funny and interesting to I'm taking more of it in, I think, than when I read it. So yes, I'm really enjoying that. So that's what I'm going to do. I think 20 minutes here, bit of weeding, bit of pottering, fresh air, a little bit of exercise, and then back I go to sort out those things that I was talking about. Wow, I feel so good. I feel so amazing having been out in the fresh air, a little bit of exercise. It's just, it's beautiful. It's so beautiful, especially on a day where I've had a slightly ropey start, where I've slept in and I've felt really sluggish. I mean, the difference in how I feel now compared to when I first picked up the camera and started filming sort of this morning at 9 o'clock or whenever it was, is so different. I feel so much better, and I feel really energized, and I feel ready to get going on the things that I mentioned at the allotment that I'm going to do. So make myself a cup of tea and let's get on with those jobs. Okay, I have just eaten. I've forgotten where I'm supposed to be looking. It's over there, isn't it? Not there. Anyway, I have had a slice of cherry pie to go with my salad roll that I had for my lunch. And I took a full lunch break as well. I responded to a few outstanding comments on previous vlogs, but I actually made myself sort of sit, and I watched a little bit of telly, read a little bit of a book. I had a proper break, and yeah, I feel really good, and I feel like I'm making some really good progress today. I've got my my to-do list is here again, and you can see there's not that much left on it for today. So let me do a little run through of where we've got to. So the personal eBay parcel that I was meant to do about 2 days ago and completely forgot about, I did that today. That's being packaged and labelled and booked in for collection tomorrow. And parcels are posted, 15 minutes of weeding at the allotment. I did the thumbnail, the back end, and scheduled the video that has gone out today. Oh, I did my latest financial calculation, and I haven't written that properly, have I? Hang on, let me just add up what it is. I've put the before and the after. So that's 3, 23, 27. So we're at 304 and I've paid off 27 or paid 27 towards my outstanding balance, and I'm down to 277. And I've also realised I keep banging on about how I've got 80 quid coming in from Amazon KDP. I have not. That was last month's payout. I think this month's is going to be about 60, which is still good. I'm still pleased for it. I'm still happy to receive it. It's not quite as much as I thought, but that 60 will bring it down to 217. I am also waiting for payment on quite a big eBay order, which will more than help me out with this challenge. So I've sent a revised invoice with free shipping, and the person has positive feedback, including lots of positive feedback that says that they pay on time. I also think that she has bought from me before, because I think I recognise the name, and she's also like bulk ordered a lot of vintage jewellery from me before. So I'm hoping that will get paid today, because I might sit and get that packaged up, because it's quite a lot of things, and just make sure it's all done really, really securely. And I will obviously send it with tracked shipping and everything as well. So kind of waiting on that. But yes, that's where we are financially at the moment. I put a load of washing on. I think that has now just stopped. I can't hear my washing machine anymore. I've added my bank details to Vinted so that I can get my £4 that I got, or that I sort of earned on there a couple of days ago. And I finished all of my eBay listings. I had a few outstanding bits and pieces. I don't want to speak too soon, but I think it's all done. She says, famous last words. I think it's all done. I also, let me show you this as well. I updated my, so Country Walking magazine are doing a walk 1,000 miles in 2023 challenge. And this is my little challenge sheet. And I decided that, because I haven't updated it for a while, I decided to put that on my to-do list for today. So I have updated how many miles I have walked over the last couple of weeks, I think it is. So that's been done. I've also got on here to vlog a few times, and I think I have done so far. I think I've kind of done okay at that. And then that leaves me with sowing my tomato seeds. Now, because I wanted to record some of that in my kitchen, I couldn't do it earlier because the washing machine was making so much noise. I think I might be able to go down and do that now. More importantly though, is I've got my 2 bits of admin to do. I've got 2 forms that I need to fill out for something. And I've also got on here to look again at Etsy listings, because I found a load of stuff that had been photographed but hadn't been listed, or had been photographed badly, and so I decided it needed rephotographing and listing. So I mean, things like, so these are just a couple of brooches, and there's a few more pieces like that. And then I've got these buttons that never made it on. Again, they're just going to go on for a few pounds. What else did I find? Oh yeah, just some earrings and some necklaces and bits and pieces. So I kind of need to go through that and work out what needs rephotographing, possibly get it photographed and kind of try and get that on. And then it's just, I'm so close to kind of it all being completed, like all of the stock that I've got, like it just being listed and being on there. And that's going to feel like an achievement, even if I don't do that well with the Etsy listing that I was hoping to do, like the digital download, not the vintage shop Etsy. So yeah. I feel like I'm doing okay today. I feel quite good. I feel positive. I've had breaks and rests and exercise, and I'm kind of getting through stuff, and that feels good. So I'm going to get on with this Etsy stuff, I think, and also those forms. And yeah, I'll let you know how I get on, as always, as it's just going to be for this 14 days. Ladies and gentlemen, chaps and chapesses, I am calling it quits for today. I'm finishing 3/4 of an hour early. I actually started a bit late today, but I have got done pretty much everything that I wanted to get done, with the exception of sowing the tomato seeds, but I've just bumped that onto tomorrow because that's a kind of a for fun thing. I've got, you know, a good like 2 or 3 weeks that I can sow those in before it becomes mega urgent and they end up being a bit late in. So yeah, so that's just moving on to tomorrow. I managed to, where are we, fill out, so these forms that I was filling out, they are 2 affiliate program applications that have got to be approved, fingers crossed, for 2 business tools. The first one being Sales Samurai, which I think I mentioned either in this vlog, a previous vlog. I think I mentioned that I was just sort of playing around with it, and I used it to find some better keywords for some of my scrapbook paper that's on Etsy. And I need to use it for my vintage shop as well, because obviously it can be used for just any kind of selling on Etsy really. And the other one is for BookBolt for KDP, which I have been playing around with just a little bit. I haven't really had the chance to look at that properly, but I'm hoping that they make a difference to my business, like both of everything I have on Etsy and my KDP business, and 2, I hope that they are like it feels like a natural match with my channel and any like tutorials and how-tos and things like that I start to put on the channel in the future. And obviously an affiliate program, I'm sure you all know what they are. It just means that if people sign up for the program and they use your affiliate link, then you get like a small percentage payment of it, which, you know, I'm sure it's not going to be very much, but it feels like a step forward for this channel, and like that I'm much more focused this time. Because don't forget, you know, I've had this channel before, I didn't really do anything much with it. I had like plans and ideas and things, and then it all just kind of fell by the wayside, whereas I feel like I've come back with a lot more focus on, you know, what I want to do and how I can both provide value to people but also get something sustainable back for me as well. So that, because what happened last time is that I was just making videos and making like a little bit of pocket money from the ad revenue, but I never really sort of like, I don't know what's like monetized it properly or in an efficient way, or a way that meant that it became a sustainable, like running the channel became a sustainable thing for me to do. It's different with like the gardening stuff, because although I guess at some point there'll be some kind of like income and stuff from it, it's not like, this is my business channel and I love all the community, I love all the connection and stuff like that, but I also want to run it properly as a business as well. And just, it would be great to have some affiliate links in there that aren't just things for like Amazon affiliate links and stuff like that for products and things. Not that there's anything wrong with that. And then what's the other one? Oh yeah, the other one that I'm going to sign up for and hopefully get is Canva, which I have used for donkey's years now, for such a long time. So I used to use it when I was a teacher. So yeah, that's on my list to do. I'd love to get the application in for that one this week as well. And then I've got 3 sort of core, or 3 key like affiliate programs that are really strongly connected like to all the things that I'm trying to do, and they're affiliate links that it makes sense for me to have. So I'm very excited. I have got some ideas for another couple as well. There's a website that I use a lot that does have an affiliate program that I might look into as well. But yeah, just getting the 2 things like off and applied for and stuff. For me, that's a challenge because I hate admin But yes, instead of yakking to you, I am going to go off and kind of relax for half an hour. I'll tell you what I'm watching at the moment. I am watching, I think it's called Murder 101 or something. It's on Amazon Prime. And it's basically the entire Dick Van Dyke family. If you're of a certain age, then you will remember kind of school holidays, sat on the sofa in the afternoon watching Diagnosis Murder. And the best thing was when you got an episode that had more than the two main Van Dykes in. So it's Dick Van Dyke and Barry Van Dyke, his son. And then sometimes you'd get like other members of the family show up in it. You'd get like the grandkid Van Dykes. Oh God, I love it. This what I'm watching at the moment it must be a TV movie. It's so bad, it's good, and I love it. And I'm gonna go downstairs and sit and watch it properly, like the last part of it. And yeah, fingers crossed. Also keep fingers crossed that this person pays for their order that they've placed as well. Because if they do that, I've worked out I should be okay. If everything else kind of comes off well, properly, I should be all right. So I've got quite a lot riding on this order. Right, I will report back to you tomorrow if the person has paid. And thank you for hanging out with me again for another one of these videos. You guys are amazing, stopping by so often at the moment and kind of cheering me on with all of this. So huge thanks, and I'll see you again soon for, she says, looking down because I'm losing track, day 10 of my 14-day challenge.